Hey there, folks. It's a really old book from 1893 that I just wanted to share. I'm fascinated with World's Fairs and ancient architecture and um, things like that. I like buildings and stuff like that, so I just bought this book and um, just wanted to share it. This is just full of pictures. It's got about 160 pages, I believe, and as you can see, it's not in the best shape. Kind of like gold writing on there, flaking, coming apart, a little bit of dust coming off of it in the bag there. I don't know what to do to preserve it, but I might have to do something. But as you can see, it says the World's Fair Portfolio, hardcover. The Dream City, a portfolio of photographic views of the World's Columbian Exposition. This is in Chicago, 1893, with an introduction by Professor Halsey C. Ives, Chief of Department of Fine Arts. Marvelous architecture, or comprising, pardon me, its marvelous architectural, sculptural, artistic, mechanical, agricultural, industrial, archaeological, ethnological, historical, and scenic attractions. Also presenting and describing the magnificent vistas, waterways, natural scenery, and landscape effects, all conveying authentic, realistic impressions as received by the actual visitor. There's a quote down here. It's a Bible quote. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. Revelation 21:26. It's completely out of context. Revelation 21:26 is referring to the kingdom of Christ at the very end of all times. At the end of the millennial reign after Satan's short season and the judgment. So when it's all said and done, that's what it's talking about. The kingdom of Christ will come down and be visible to all, and they will know that he is the Lord. Published weekly by N.D. Thompson Publishing Company, St. Louis, Missouri. Now here on this side, it actually does have the copyright. Copyright 1893 by N.D. Thompson Publishing Company. The photographs used in this book were taken by the government photographer and used here by special arrangement. They are fully protected by copyright, and any infringement will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And here we go. There's an introduction. I'm not going to go ahead and read this, but this must be from it's from Mr. Halsey C. Ives, Chief, Department of Fine Arts. Okay, the first one we have here is the administration building. Zoom in a little bit. As you can see, the gigantic domes. You got the statues on top of everything. You got a statue of a bear there. You got a waterway, similar to like Venice, something like that. The magnificent stonesmanship it's astonishing. Huge doorways, windows. Those panes of glass must be enormous themselves. The people look like ants compared to some of the buildings. As you can see, there's a reindeer statue, something like that, an elk, deer, something with antlers. You have obelisks with phoenix at the top. Evidently, it looks like you have what looks like angels and giant men, maybe even saints. Another obelisk there with a statue at the top. Fascinating. Larger than life. Although, it's real. It's not larger than life. It's just better than anything we have now. All right, we'll go to this page first here. This is the women's building. Okay, you got a walkway there, and obviously people are gathering. It's a pretty big walkway. But the building itself is gigantic. Obviously statues, enormous statues on top of the building, and make the people look like ants. That's quite a building. All right, now here These are the more fascinating ones to me, the ones that look Romanesque, Greek. The peristyle. This one, that looks like a larger version of the Arc de Triomphe. It's incredible. You got chariots, warriors, angels. I mean, the underworkings of the arch itself is a masterpiece. I mean, it's like just like the Arc de Triomphe. In fact, I want to say it's the same thing. Like when I say like it, I mean just like it, if I remember correctly. The columns, it's funny, some of the columns, you look at the columns, and it's almost like it's one big piece. It's almost as if it's one big piece. But sometimes they score them to make it look as if they were more than one piece. But this is a pretty old photograph here. This looks like several pieces in the columns. So I don't know what it says. What does it say? You know, let me try to zoom in on what it says in the building there. Oh, Champlain, Massachusetts, Maryland. Yes, right. That's all the states around on the sides. So the parts with the pillars go on and on and on. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. We don't even understand how important that is. There's more writing. To the pioneers of civil and religious liberty. Let me see if I can. I need the phone to read this. It's small. But bolder they who first offcast. I gotta try to get in there. But bolder they who first offcast their moorings from the habitable past and ventured chartless on the sea of storm incendering liberty. That looks like a new plaque put up on an old building almost. Champlain, La Salle, Ponce de Leon, Cortez, De Soto. Okay, well, that could all be superficial. Let's see if that's superficial or is that etched? I mean, that could easily be etched into there any old time. I don't know. It's wild, but that's pretty cool. I could read that. I cannot read that just looking at it. It's so small. I'd need I might be able to if I got down onto it, but I'm a couple of feet away from it on a tripod right here. So, but this is the peristyle building, and these go on and on. I'm thinking we'll see that later on. This is my first time. I've only gotten about 15 pages into this. My mom's had the book. The one that we just showed is that I just showed is fascinating. You'll see in a minute here. This one here is the transportation building. All right, so as you can see, the boats pull right up to the walkway. Building's enormous again. You know what? Okay, so the transportation building, that's I'm about to show you a close-up of the front door. I didn't realize these are both the same building here. So that's the transportation building from the water. The behemoth that it is. Okay, so here, this is interesting though. This is interesting. The choice of words in this book are very fascinating as well, which I think is just as important as the photographs. So, as you can see, that's a gigantic doorway. So I'm gonna kneel down and read this while I'm filming. I'm only gonna be able to do this in half-an-hour segments. So, okay. So it says the golden doorway of the transportation building. Golden doorway. It looks metallic. It looks gold by looking at the picture here in the flesh. The position of this remarkable portal, I found that a very fascinating word. This remarkable portal may be ascertained by reference to the picture of the transportation building itself on another page of this volume, which we just showed. It's enormous. And in the study of these shining arches, it is necessary to know that the structure which they adorn has been purposely made severe in aspect, in order that, by contrast, this central feature might gain the greater distinction. The architects of this building have called its varicolored effects Wagnerian, like the last name Wagner, Wagner, Wagnerian, and we may accept their ideas so far as to name this entrance to the wedding march of a Lohengrin, Lohengrin. In other words, an unquestionably beautiful feature in an ensemble that is purposely devoid of entertainment and delight. Okay, I won't read any more of that, but that's absolutely bonkers. Look at the details of this golden portal. That's their words, not mine. Golden portal. And as you can see, there's like a phoenix type of symbol, I would reckon. I don't know what else to call that. Oh, it's an angel. That's an angel or a saint. Those are wings, and that's a human face with arms and feet. And it looks like maybe a halo, but there's definitely a circle behind it. Look at those windows even. I mean, just... Let's try to get a... Is that a world map? Oh boy. I think that's a world map. I think that's a world map right there. The real one. Look at all that detail. This is impossible. This is my first time looking at this in this detail. This is impossible. The golden portal. And look at that little tiny dome right there. Just, this is bonkers, people. I cannot wrap my brain around this. I've been fascinated by this since, I think, junior high or something like that, when I first heard about all this stuff. I don't understand. Well, we'll go to this one first because I'm on it. The Columbian Fountain. Wow. Okay. $48,000 to build it by some Frederick McManus. He's quite the guy. All right. So as you can see, this is a stone statue of a boat. The Columbian Fountain. I guess it's a fountain as well. Or is this in the fountain? As you can see, there's an angel on the front with the trumpet. You have the captain of the ship back there. You have actual oars made out of concrete or whatever that, I'm assuming concrete or marble. Gotta be, I don't know, cherubs or some sort of angelic baby, and then the women are, and then you have the emperor or whoever that is up on the top there, enjoying his ride from above his perch of power. Alrighty, on this page we have the horticultural hall. So you can see it's right on the waterway again. You have two domes, metal roofs. A lot of them are, I think they're copper. Hard to tell. Just fascinatingly enormous buildings. Imagine how big that flag is. Look at all those American flags up on the top there. You have archways again over the waterways. You have an island there. It's either ducks or people or something hanging out on the island there. Several domes. It's magnificent. The horticultural hall. So we're going to leave the camera on this place. It's like halfway through this edition, if you will. Here, this to me isn't as fascinating, but I'm kind of curious what's behind it. There's a Deutschland building behind it. I reckon we'll get to it eventually. This is the Convent of La Rabida. Hey, that's enough. My dog's going crazy. All right, alrighty. So that one's not as exciting, but as you can see, there's a Deutschland building. I mean, architecturally, it's not. Okay, so this is the Brazilian building. You have areas and, well, the culture. This is part of the culture aspect. Pretty amazingly built mansion. You have the ducks or the geese out in front again there. Not as exciting as some of the others. Now we're going to get into some of the artwork. Well, I'll spare you some of these nude statues, I guess. Standard stuff. Somebody got creative with a pencil, evidently, in an immature fashion. Looking east from the Ferris wheel. Okay, so we'll check that out. So this is the Persian sword dance. They had part of the cultural displays, which are the least fascinating things to me. It's almost like they're trying to force feed us how every culture was or was not. You know, I have no idea what it was all about. This is the view from the Ferris wheel, the gigantic Ferris wheel that they made, which I do feel like they made specifically for the fair. I don't feel like that about everything. Look at all these domes. How about that view, huh? Cedar Point's got nothing on that. We'll be seeing that. I think that's the industrial building in the background there. It's kind of big. Might be the museum down there at the end. I don't know. The museum's still there in Chicago to this day. You want to see magnificence, go visit that building. Almost looks like an old arena right there. There you go. Leave this here, and then I'm gonna the Persian. You're skipping the Persian part. Okay, so this is the one. I have this slide of. This is interesting. Some people say that this statue was made out of gold. And there, as you can see, that is the side of the Arc de Triomphe looking thing that we saw earlier. So if I zoom in, you'll probably see more state names. Yeah, those will be state names underneath. And then as you can see, all those statues on top. Unbelievable. Some of them are very small people next to very, very gigantic people. Or is it just a man next to that looks like an angel there. Another angel. And you see the people down there, how small they look. The heroic statue of the Republic. Oh, shoot. All right, I just wanted to, I'm probably filming upside down right now. I better quit. It's going to get all confused. But I did want to read something. I forgot that this page is oriented this way. So it says the heroic statue of the Republic, but fascinatingly to me, it says the ancients delighted in heroic statues. The ancients, such as the Colossus of Rhodes, the Egyptian Sphinx, and Memnon, MEMNON, and the statues of Jupiter in Athens and Olympia, which made the fame of Phidias. But the moderns, until the day of Bartholdi, did not undertake great effigies, and the success of Daniel C. French in creating the figure of a woman for the central statuary of the fair, was owing to the general resemblances of his figure to humanity, and not because it offered a model of form or fashion. Yeah. Where's that statue to this day? Wonder what happened to that one. I think that smaller building might still be around somewhere in Chicago. That one looks familiar. The Columbian, or the Statue of the Republic, is obviously not there anymore. Okay, so we have here, this is the Western Venice by moonlight. So it's referred to as the Western Venice. This is that's shot in the dark. So that was a moonlight photograph. Okay, the Wonderful Grain Picture. It's a mosaic of grains and grasses made in the semblance of a vast framed painting. Now, they made, at one of the World's Fairs, they made a bell, maybe even the Liberty Bell, out of almonds. So this is something similar. This is all made out of grains and grasses. The entire thing. That's wild. Wild in a primitive way, though, to me. And let's check out this one. So that's not as fascinating to me, so I won't linger on that too much. Let's see here. This is the Illinois building. The gift of Illinois to the exposition was $800,000. $250,000 was expended on this ambitious structure. Alrighty, yeah. I don't know what to say about that other than prove it. That's a big building. That's a fascinatingly ornate structure with, once again, tiny people. This is all built in a year, by the way, and then torn down 6 months after the fair was completed. According to the lore, this is the Ferris wheel. And that's what it says, the Ferris wheel. So this thing is pretty gigantic. I don't know if this is still around or not. I thought I saw the other day that they had a Ferris wheel there. But you see how small the people are compared to it. It's pretty small. Oh. And then as are the buildings. And then you can see it's an entire room inside. I mean, it's a whole huge compartment. That, you know, those are like tree trunks holding those together. It's wild. Oh, there you go. You get an example. So this looks like them building it right here. This is one of the very few things that they can prove they built, I believe, was the Ferris wheel. Wow. Yep, so that's probably one of the rungs of one of the individual cabins on the Ferris wheel. Just one of those huge beams. Guy's sitting on top of one, crouched down on top of it. Alrighty, this is Gladstone's axe. Alright, that's donated from Ohio, I believe. And here we have the New Hampshire agricultural exhibit. So the state exhibits were very primitive in comparison to everything else that you'll see. Here's the New York's building. That's a pretty nice looking building. Looks like something out of BioShock Infinite. That's a really cool kind of steampunk kind of game. That's late 1800s, I believe it takes place, or mid 1800s. Very, very cool game for the PS4. You probably play on the PS5 now, PS3, everything. But the BioShock series is a really cool series. But the Infinite one goes back into U.S. history quite a ways, and they do a really good job of capturing the vibe, I guess, so to speak. This is the Pennsylvania building. I don't know if there was supposed to be a statue on there or not, or an obelisk, but there doesn't appear to be anymore. Yeah, it says Pennsylvania there in the front prominently. Let's see if we can zoom in on some stuff on the... Enormous statues again on the top of the building. Lots of American flags. Big old clock up there. And then a bell tower. Maybe brass bulb, perpetual power type stuff at the top. I don't know. We got here. Oh, I was wrong. I'll have to correct myself here in a minute. Or I'm thinking of a different World Fair. But here is this is the, what does this say? Hemicycle of the Electricity Building. The hemicycle. I don't know what a hemicycle is. But it's a very cool looking building, obviously. Statue out in front in the middle there. Obviously there are light posts. And I'll go to this, so I have to correct myself here. Got about 3 minutes left, and then I'll have to... This might take a long time to get through this. This is the Liberty Bell, but it's made with oranges. So at this particular one, I thought there was one where they made one with almonds, but this is the Liberty Bell and everything around it, including a pyramid, for whatever reason. Entertainment purposes, I guess, right? Liberty Bell out of oranges. And, yeah, a pyramid of oranges. An orange pyramid. Fun. All right, here is the Electricity Building. What? It better have electricity. I don't know how you navigate through that thing without it. Look at that behemoth. Sorry. This stuff is just absolutely beyond belief to me. I just can't even believe it. How would you even, I mean, with a candle? Look at the enormity of this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 towers at least. 1, 2, 3 domes at least. Maybe even 4. It looks like one peeking out over there at the edge. Gigantic columns. Huge windows. Tiny people. It's unbelievable. What's the building say? Well, I can't see what the building says. All right, let's check this out. I'll try to get one more in here. And last page for this edition is the Mines and Mining Building. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. Right on the waterway once again. Let's see what's up there. Need to loosen these joints on this tripod a little bit so it's not... That's a face with wings. Maybe? Definitely a face there. Almost looks like a winged hat. Obviously a dome. That looks Colombian. Colombian flag, maybe even a phoenix with the Colombian flag underneath it, and some sort of a coat of arms looking type of thing. See who was in the archway. More angelic type looking things, looks like to me. But I don't know what page I'm on. I might have to speed this up for future editions. But you know, maybe we can get one more. Nah, I'm gonna wait. That'll do it for now. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully this is interesting enough to somebody to watch. I have a feeling this is something that would end up getting views over the course of a long period of time, not right away. Obviously, this is card related, so I apologize to anybody who was expecting baseball card stuff. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll come back with a future edition and several others, many others in the future. God bless.